I forgot to put my mic in. Give me one moment. Once again, there's a lot going on, and I want to be clear about this. I am not denoting any of the BS that might be going on in court or any of these things that I'm telling you that needs this correction. We're not denoting any of this onto the prosecution. This on any of the attorneys that are involved in this case, because as I am to understand it, it is not the attorneys that actually have been making these mistakes. These are all mistakes, if they are mistakes, and the judge says that they are, that were made by the detectives in the case. These was not mistakes that was made by either the prosecution, the DA's office, or the defendant's attorneys. Allegedly, if we are to believe, the way the story is coming out. And I would tell you if it was different. You already know what type of time I'm on. I'll tell you if it was different. I ain't gonna lie for none of these niggas. It is not the problem of the actual attorneys involved, because I'm gonna have to. We already spoke about this. We spoke about the discovery violations, and we spoke about the Brady violation. So today in court, they actually brought up how these things are going to be remedied. Basically, the discovery violation was created when they didn't give all of the discovery to the prosecution for whatever the case is. But it was determined, I'm guessing this is what they determined, that the reason why the prosecution didn't get the entirety of the discovery had to deal with the fact that there was a problem with how the information was transferred from the police to the DA's office. Remember, this particular trial had a different DA attached to it previously. So now there's a new DA involved in this. And this different DA, this new DA, is the individual that's catching the heat for this. So I have a lot to say. Give me 1 second. So the first thing I want to say is this. The judge sided with the defense. I'm going to say this again. As far as the violations and all of those things, all of those problems are concerned, the judge sided with the defense. Basically, the judge is saying that the defendant's ability to have a fair trial is more important than whatever the prosecution is talking about. We have to have a fair trial in the courtroom. They just think. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So they have to have a fair trial in the courtroom. And because of what happened with the violations, what has actually occurred is that the defendant's ability to defend himself was harmed. So since the defendant's ability to defend himself was harmed, their side received an injury. Obviously not a physical injury. This injury has to deal with their ability to be able to defend their client. The judge has decided that he's going to allow for certain things to happen that normally wouldn't happen in the course of a trial. And the reason why he has to allow for these things to happen is because of the violation that was made. And they're trying to give as much relief as possible to the defense. Remember, everybody is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So that means that we're always supposed to be operating from the perspective that the defense team has to prove their case. The defense team has to prove their case. They're always operating from that perspective. I just want to be clear about that. So since they're always operating from the perspective that the defense team has to prove their case, anytime something happens that creates an inability for the defense team to be able to put up appropriate defense, and the reason why this happens is because there was some kind of injury that they incurred as far as violations, like they said before, a Brady violation or a just a violation as it has to deal with discovery, there has to be something that's taken in order to allow for there to be fairness involved. So one of the things that they just said was, and that's a lot of explaining, but I'm doing that for a reason, because they're literally going to allow hearsay into the trial. And the thing about this is that normally when something is going to come in and it's not something that they want, you know, something that can harm the case or harm the trial, the judge actually gives instructions to the jury about how they're supposed to accept whatever this testimony is, whatever this new evidence is, whatever this information is. The judge normally would give instructions to the jury. But because of the discovery violation, the possible Brady violation, because of these situations, what ended up happening is the judge decided to give 0 instructions. The judge said, I'm not giving any instructions to the jury, because what kind of instructions am I going to give to the jury? Because basically, one of the things that the witness that has just got let in today said is that they gave an alternative, and this is the first time the jury is hearing this. They gave an alternative description of the actual individual that allegedly committed the crime. They gave an alternative description. To the witness or the alleged witness when the person committed the crime. So by allowing that into the court, the judge did not want to allow that specifically. But now the judge allowed for them to do that, and the judge didn't give any instructions to the jury, just so we can be clear. And the way that the judge said it was, it would be impossible for the jury to even follow those instructions, that you can't consider the identification of the shooter. That how would you, what would he be able to say if he allows this information in? There's nothing that he can say. Like, what can he say? Also goes on to say that the statements have a problem with reliability. So now I'm going to discuss this real quick. So this is the issue with the alleged statement that the person made when they called in to be a witness. I'm going to explain to you what I believe the issue to be, obviously. What I believe the issue to be. Okay, so I hinted to this the other day, but we didn't stay on it for no time. But basically, there's no way to know if this witness even was actually at the scene, and there's no way to know if this witness is reliable. Remember, they don't know who this person is. They don't know if this person has a relationship with the individual, with the accused. They don't know who this person is. They can't contact this person. Nobody took this person's information. Nothing. So hold on, I'm going to back up for a second. Remember the other day when I told y'all that the defense team is saying that there's multiple witnesses that fingered the defendant, but they don't want to take the stand for whatever their reason might be. Remember, I told y'all, I believe they're just working backwards. So that's the reason why I will believe that they don't believe this witness. Because if you got one witness that jump out of the woodwork and they're saying, you know, the person was 6'5", dark skin, whatever the fuck, and you got 5 other witnesses that all saw it, and they're too scared to identify the person because they don't want to, you know, for whatever their reason is, they don't want to identify the person. But you got 5 or 6 other people who have no idea what the number is. I'm just throwing the number out there. When you have 5 or 6 other people all confirming that it's that guy right there, but you have one witness who is saying, I saw everything. They're giving a description of what happened at the scene that is accurate, but they're also giving an alternative description for the individual that everybody is saying did the shooting. that kind of messes up the reliability of that witness. I'm going to say that again, because once again, if you got 5 people, this nigga walking around like he holding a fucking blick, fam. He got the pouch in front of his hand and everything. These niggas, maybe that's somebody letting me know they like, yo, Frost, your days is almost up. Whatever, nigga. What am I gonna do? Let me just move. I'm in one of those situations. Let's just move and shit. And that's why you see me walk back and forth a lot, because I just be trying to move so people can't like walk into me and pretend like they not trying to talk to me some shit. They're gonna come disrupt me and pretend like they not like that's not what they're trying to do. I don't always believe that shit. I don't believe nothing. Niggas is lying. In any regard, I'm about to pull my book out in a minute and talk about some other shit. But I want to be clear about this, and I want there to be a total understanding about this. So what I believe is going on is this. This is what I believe. I believe that the prosecution believes that that alleged witness isn't actually a witness. I think that the prosecution believes that that alleged witness is somebody that called in to give false information. But the problem is they're saying that they have 3 or 4 other witnesses that all fingering one particular guy, but none of them want to get on the stand. This is why I believe they don't believe that witness. And this is why I believe that they actually are going as hard as they are at the individual that they're saying did it. This is what I think is going on. I could be wrong, fam. But I felt like this was going on the minute that they told me, or the minute that they said in court that they didn't take down any information, they didn't transfer any information. So basically, it's like this person called up the police and they didn't deem their information to be viable. They called up the police. They said whatever they for. Y'all say y'all came down here and badmouth me, and why all of these women flirting with me, fam? I'm just gonna throw that out there, like, and they fine too. I mean, I'm not capping. So I don't know what y'all did, but I appreciate it. Whatever evil y'all tried to do, I think it worked backwards. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, fam. I'm just telling you. In any regard, remember that shit work in the hood. That shit don't work in places where niggas is making money and they got a nice life. That hate don't work the same, fam. It don't. I'm sorry. Let me get back to what we're talking about. Because I'm wondering why I'm getting way more flirtatious looks than normal. I mean, and they baddies too, so you know, fuck it. I ain't mad. I ain't pissed off at nobody. They baddies too. Some of them is like straight up don't even look like they in the dudes. So I don't know what kind of appeal I have. I have a weird appeal. Let's get back to what we're talking about. All right, let's get back to what we're talking about. She thick as shit. White girl. Let's get back to what we're talking about. All right, so I want to be clear about this. So just so, I was about to say just so we can be clear. So just so we could be clear, the reason why I believe that they didn't take that victim's, the witness's information seriously is I think they deemed that the witness was a fake witness. That's what I think happened. I'm not 100% sure, obviously. Nobody has said that on the stand. None of the police have said that. But me having been around quite a few different cases, shit, I've been following cases before we've been doing this. Remember, I just like cases. I like the law. I like the way the courtroom works. So I've been following cases even before we've been doing this shit, just so we can be honest. And from my interpretation of what's happening, I don't believe that they believe that the witness is an actual witness. I think that the police and the police, we're gonna put this on the police. We're not gonna say anything about the attorney, because at this point, the only people that's being accused of any kind of, doing anything incorrect has been the detectives. So what I believe is that, and this is just me speaking, that the police don't believe that the individual that did whatever talking, that witness, the alleged witness, I don't think the police believe that the alleged witness is actually a witness. And I think they believe that they're a plant that was just meant to give an alternative description, so that when the police do, so that in this moment, you know what I'm saying? When they get to this moment, they could be like, look, there was somebody that saw him. They said it was a totally different guy. So that's what I believe happened. All right. It's dope when you get recognized, especially when the people just driving by in the car. That shit is lit. For us, nigga. So, oh yeah, shout out to everybody that did donations yesterday when we weren't on live. I appreciate y'all. Came in handy. What up, Rotary? So I'm about to read from the book again. I just want to finish this coffee real quick. I'm not in no rush. So I want to just be clear about something. I don't think the police believe that the individual that is allegedly supposed to be this witness is a real witness. I think they just think that this was a fake witness, because from other cases that I've just been following, this is generally how they treat those people. Like, you was trying to send us in the wrong direction, and we figured it out, in the beginning of the investigation for the most part. So therefore, it was no reason. We didn't use any of the information that you gave us for our investigation. There's nothing that you told us that was something that we used in the investigation. So in reality, there's very little reason. We didn't go on anything that you said. We didn't believe that you have been viable. I still think that information like this has to be passed to the DA, and then the DA, has an obligation to then pass that information to the defense attorneys. Don't get this confused. But I do believe that that's what the police believe happened. I don't know if that is what happened. I'm not accusing anybody of saying that is what happened definitively, because then that would mean that this dude, that this is 100% murder one. That means that this was a whole setup. That means that they were waiting for him. That means a whole bunch of shit that I'm not saying. So this is a whole. So just so we can be clear, the reason why the person won't allow themselves to be identified and wouldn't want to leave an identity, and I'm about to say something else in 2 seconds, is because if they did come in and they did lie on the stand or lie and give false information, they can be considered a accomplice. They could be after the fact. You understand what I'm saying? Or even before the fact. So you set yourself up to see what was happening and then call the police and tell the police something different. So that's why you wouldn't want, that's why if, this is something that they were doing to try to be sneaky, that they would definitely not want to leave a name. No, we don't never want to talk to y'all niggas again. But check this out. This is the wild part. The detective confirmed that he called the witness. So now the question is, how did you call the witness? That's what the question is at this point. The detective said he don't know how he called the witness. The detective says that he don't know how he called the witness. He don't know why he called the witness. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The detectives, it seems to me like they're trying to also protect the identity of the witness. So there's a lot going on here. It's crazy. It was like, the dude don't know why he called the witness. The dude don't know how he called the witness. The dude don't know where he got the witness's information from. The dude don't know the witness's name. The dude don't know where he put any of this shit. He don't know nothing involving this witness. So I don't really know how this is gonna play out with the jury. I can't say that the jury will be like, you know, I can't tell you how this is gonna play out with the jury. I honestly can't. What I can say is that he got on the stand, and I thought that the prosecution, unless there's already been some kind of, you know, sidebar between the attorneys that they agreed on something or other. I honestly have no idea if they already agreed that the prosecution can't say, you know, they think that the witness, you know, might have been trying to give them false information or whatever the case is. So, or also, you don't never know what kind of can of worms that'll open up for the defense team. So there might be a reason why they're not trying to do that.
Yeah, that's a great dog. No children? What do you mean you want children?
So they got one of those dudes that's just walking past me pretending to be on the phone and talking loud. Whenever I see that nigga, I'm putting us on mute. So when you hear me go on mute, it's because that weird dude is walking past. I'm not doing this shit. He about to do a whole loop and come back around here any minute now. In any regard. All right, here we go. I'm gonna prop my book open. I would love to have a seat, but those seats are usually full. Give me 1 second. Make sure I told you everything that the judge said, because we just basically been talking about everything that happened before the jury came in the courtroom, basically. The video evidence confirming what the... Also, the judge has agreed, and this is why the point I'm trying to make. The judge has agreed that there's video evidence that actually confirms some of what the witness that wants to stay anonymous said. So that's why I believe that, you know, an argument could be made that if this person is, even if this person is allegedly trying to give false information to throw the police off, and that happens a lot, by the way, it's also a good chance that they were literally at the scene. You understand? I'm not saying that they were. Please don't put that in my mouth. I'm just saying that there was a chance that they were at the scene, because the judge says that some of what the witness has said could be confirmed with video of what was going on at the video evidence. Confirms some of what the pardon me, so sorry, what the witness said. Also, the judge made a point to say normally the jurors wouldn't hear any of this. And what I mean by any of this is, I told you that they said that they were going to allow some of the information in that is hearsay. And the reason why they're going to allow it to come in is because of the violations that was committed, and they're trying to do everything right to make sure that there's a fair trial. So since the prosecution was able to do whatever BS that happened on their side, whether they did it on purpose or not, the judge does believe that the defendant had received harm because of these actual deeds or lack of deeds. So therefore, he's going to allow some of the hearsay to come back in, to the order come in order to try to make this as fair as possible. also said that the state has the ability to talk about how these statements from a missing witness is unreliable. And that's the whole point. The judge said this, fam. And that's the whole point. The witness can't be, the defense never got an opportunity to speak to the witness. They can't contact the witness. The witness just disappeared off into the smoke. I personally don't think that what this witness says is going to benefit the defendant at all because the witness just disappeared into the smoke. I think that the one thing that is going to benefit them is the perception that the prosecution and the defendants, the detective, pardon me, tried to keep this witness undisclosed to the defendant, to the defense team. I think that's going to hurt them way more than whatever the defendant actually said and whatever the witness actually said. I think the fact that they tried to, or there's the perception that they tried to hide the witness, tried to make sure that the defense team couldn't find the witness. I think that's way more harmful to them. I'd be so mad when I be just seeing honestly beautiful women and then they go get the damn BBL bullshit. I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, you was already beautiful. Why would you do that? Anyway, I'm out. Anyway, also said that they understood that when the defense objects is going to be because when the prosecution objects is going to be because it's hearsay. But what are they going to do? And also, the defense team says that they weren't sure how it's inconsistent. Okay, so basically, there's a lot to talk about. Shit, I should be doing this at home. So basically, there are two different reports about what this witness said. There's the DD5 that has this guy named Quincy. I keep saying Quincy Jones. It's Quincy Smith. Quincy Smith's report, because two people spoke to this alleged witness. The defense team is alleging that they gave inconsistent, pardon me, the defense team is alleging that they gave consistent information to both detectives. The prosecution is saying that it was inconsistent. The prosecution is saying that they told one detective one thing and then they got themselves together and thought of a better lie, I guess they trying to say. And then the second time they spoke to the other detective, they told the other detective something else. That's what the prosecution is trying to say, just so we can be clear. The defense team is saying, nah, it was consistent. The defense team is saying when they spoke to one detective, they was just more descriptive than when they spoke to another detective, which could be the point. That could be a real thing, by the way. Some people are much better linguists, much better at having conversation, much better conversationalists, and you can get more out of a person if you have a good bedside manner. So one of the detectives could have had a better bedside manner than the other, and therefore got more information out of the witness than the other detective got. So that's what the prosecution is saying. That the defense is saying, nah, they said two different things. This shit is inconsistent in any regard. Meaning that the detectives took down two different stories, just so we can be clear. In any regard, at that point, the state looked at the DD5, which they also want to admit in regards to the witness being interviewed. So what happened is they want to admit more information. I know y'all tried to badmouth me and make me look bad, but I swear to y'all I did the opposite. So I know I'm down here with the white people, right? You know that, right? I'm not this isn't with the black people. This is with the white people. You do know that, right? That shit only work in the hood when you go around just trying to make people look bad and so nobody don't fuck with them. That shit work in the hood. That shit don't necessarily work with the white people, fam. All right, let's get back to it. This is something I thought was interesting. So the state looked at the DD5, which they want to also admit. So previously, the DD5 wasn't admitted into evidence. The state want to admit the DD5 into evidence because the DD5 has Quincy Smith's interrogation of the witness in it, and they want to get Quincy Smith's interrogation of the witness into evidence. The state said, pardon me, the state is saying that the two different times that they spoke to the detectives is inconsistent. Once again, leading to them not believing the witness. And it's the defense team that's saying that it is consistent. My bad. I got that. I meant to, that's what I meant to say. So it's the state. I mean, that's what I explained, but then when I said it different. So it's the state that believes that the two times that the witness spoke to the detectives, that it was inconsistent, while the defense team believes that it is consistent. It's just one time they were just more descriptive than the other. Just so I can clear that up. So the jury still hasn't come in. The attorneys are still talking to the judge. The state says, detective statement says witness cannot see face. So also, in addition to all of this other mess going on, so in addition to all of this other mess, she was with her man, fam, and she still turned around and looked. So in addition, he's walking around with a pink shirt, so a pink messy shirt on. So nigga, now he got his head down. So I don't know what y'all did, fam, but you know, whatever. Anyway, I'm also just handsome, by the way. So, you know, I don't talk about that much, but I know I don't talk about it much because I'm not really into myself. But yeah, I'm also handsome, by the way. And that's why I got these problems with these damn homosexuals that keep fucking with me every 5 minutes. Sheesh. Anyway, so the detective statement says that she couldn't see the face. So also, this is a witness that's trying to say that they saw what happened, but they also saying that they couldn't see the face, while there are other individuals who are specifically pointing at a person and saying that that is the person. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Also, they're saying that the witness says that the shooter had on a tight hoodie, you know, tight around his face. That's why they couldn't see the face. And also, he was homeless. So this is the thing that I want to say. Real talk. I think they wanted, and when I say they, I mean whoever this person is that called in to be a witness or got called to be a witness. I think the thing that they was trying to do is make it look like a drug deal gone bad. Maybe the nigga should have dressed up like a I'm gonna be quiet. But I think they tried to make this look like a drug deal going bad, or at least that's the way the witness is describing it. So the witness says it was a person. This particular witness, obviously not all the other witnesses. So this particular witness is saying that there was a person with a tight hoodie on, they couldn't see the face, and they also looked homeless. It sounds like they was trying to describe somebody that could have been out there buying black tar heroin, because that's allegedly what Alpo was selling. Black powder heroin. That's what the black tar heroin. That's what they found all over the place after his car crash. They just found black tar heroin all over the street. White lady got some thick legs. I'm telling you, man, that's how they be winning sometimes. They just don't even know. That's how they be winning sometimes. The legs just be super thick. The guy be a whole black dude. I mean, how many of those you gonna say no to? Pardon me. And then certain details were inconsistent from the interview with the detectives. That's what the government is saying. That's what the prosecution is saying. The defense then says one detective wrote more details than the other, but there's no difference. And then the judge says, we are about to allow unreliable witness statement. It's hearsay. And the reason why they are allowing this is because of, shout out to the judge, by the way. I have no idea how to say his name. It's spelled Consiver. I have no idea how to say that shit. But shout out to him. Once again, we have been fortunate enough in every courtroom that we've been in to, one, be able to experience really, really good attorneys doing their job at a high level, and at the same time having a judge on top of his game doing what he do at a high level. And once again, we have been fortunate enough to have all three of those things line up: good defense, a good prosecutor, and a really good judge. We have been fortunate. I'm just saying, because that just makes everything much more easier. Sometimes I wish the judge gave more explanation on shit, but absolutely A1 judging. Don't tell me the same way about the rain. Thunderstorms in the evening. All right. A1, the judge has been A1. The prosecution and the defense has been A1. There's been days, like in one day, the prosecution will do something that's a whole win, and the defense team will also do something that's a whole win in the same day. Just absolutely killing it in the same damn day. So we've been fortunate. Too bad you guys haven't been in court. I wish they would let me turn my camera on and just film the bitch. I'll tell them, look, we're not going to get the jury's faces. I'll press mute. Don't worry, there's a mute button. I bring my computer and everything else, and we can make this shit happen. What up, Incognito? I'm serious, because maybe my favorite trial to go watch as far as jousting back and forth, I'm not going to put the 6ix9ine trial in there because that's obviously that was my favorite. But without the 6ix9ine trial, I'm not going to lie. Esquire and freaking those attorneys was just lighting it up every day. It looked like they really genuinely did not like each other. I don't think that was the case though, but it was like those attorneys genuinely did not like each other. And it wasn't just about winning that case. It was also about sticking it to the other team. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how that shit felt. It was a lot of energy in that courtroom. I'm just saying. In any regard, let's get back to what we're doing. So he says that they are going to rely, and the judge also says that that's an unreliable witness. That's what I was trying to explain, an unreliable witness, and their statement is just hearsay. They don't even know who this person is. Like, imagine allowing a witness's statement into a trial and allow for it to have a big impact, and you can't even identify the individual that made the damn statement. Imagine that. That's bananas. I'm just saying, that's bananas. That's bananas. So how do we know you even talk to anybody? We don't even know. Appreciate that, Incognito. More comments, fam. I need more comments out of all of y'all. When y'all hear me talking about something and you got a question, please put the question. Copy? I need more. Sheesh. I'm not even into tall chicks, but that's a nice shape. Yeah, so if y'all got any questions, just put it in there. Give me a little bit more, reason for me to know where the content could go. Told you I'm handsome, man. In any regard, the judge goes on to say, normally precluded information will be allowed so the people have the option of admitting the DD5 and the witness interviews. So evidence they would normally not allow, and the shorty I said that about, right? You know, they came right in front of me and just stopped. She had a nice ass too. They came dead in front of me and just stopped. I don't know if that was her brother with her or her man. I don't know if that's a whole family thing going on. She was fine though, I ain't gonna lie to you. In any regard, so the judge said that he's gonna allow all of that, but he's not allowing it because he wants the jury to see truth or whatever. He wants the jury, he's allowing it so that the jury can see the inconsistencies. See, now that hurts the defense's team. Remember, the defense wants to show that the police didn't do their due diligence in trying to solve the crime. So now when they're putting evidence in that shows that there was people either trying to send them the wrong way or something along those lines, that means that they were doing their due diligence. They was just getting bad intel that they didn't take. That's it. Like, I would literally put that in my summation if I was the prosecutor. No, they just, the defense wants us to take on responsibilities that wouldn't lead to us finding the actual killer. And because we didn't take on those responsibilities, they don't believe that we did our job appropriately. That's it. I mean, you could extrapolate out from there, but yeah, that's basically it. Y'all not saying we didn't do our due diligence. Y'all saying that we didn't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Right? That's what they're saying. Allegedly. In any regard. Do y'all like how I give pretty good advice for both sides damn near every day? Damn near every day. I give, how y'all doing? Sheesh. Did I give pretty good advice? She was bad for him. I put a baby in that, we might be able to get a kid 6'3", 6'4". Send that nigga straight to the NBA. Or fuck the football. I don't want my kid playing football in no regard. I wouldn't want my kid playing football. I don't want my kid not being able to think cognizantly when they get older. Enjoy their life. Those are nice shapes. I like how Spanish women are shaped. You know what? Let's get back to the show. I apologize about that. I'm outside, fam. Y'all know I'm gonna be looking at everything. There's no other reason to be outside. I'm a whole man. In any regard. So Exhibit 113 is surveillance footage. So Cordova took the stand. He's a special unit. Not the trial finally starts. I mean, the court commences, and during this commencement, the first witness called is Luis Cordova. He's a special unit, and basically he's a part of a unit that helps detectives. He doesn't do any arresting himself. I believe this is the guy that doesn't actually arrest anybody. But what he does is he helps the detectives, you know, with the video surveillance. So that's like part of his like main job. He does video surveillance work. He normally works anywhere in the city. He can work anywhere in the city, but his main area is 59th Street and up, all the way up to like Washington Heights, all through Manhattan. But he can go anywhere in the city depending on where they track the guy to or track the guy from. He could go to any district, anywhere in the city. You understand? So think about it back in the day when we would watch, like, I don't know, the Dukes of Hazzard or some shit. And you see Roscoe P. Coltrane chasing the Duke boys. And then the Duke boys is like, we got to get out of Hazzard County. And then the second they get out of, I'm sorry, I don't. It's okay. And but as soon as they get out of Hazzard County, then all of a sudden Roscoe can't chase them no more. So basically, if this guy was Roscoe, so if this guy was Roscoe, basically what would happen is if he could have kept chasing him out of Hazzard County. So he can go anywhere in the city as long as that's where the video evidence and all that other stuff lead him. Are they fighting? Why does birds do that? birds just flew dead in front of me. I don't get out of here. What are you doing? Yeah, I know I get distracted. And so this guy just flew dead in front of me fighting some other ninja. Then the other ninja flew off. And he's just there bewildered. I don't know. Shout out to that shit. I don't know what to tell you. Hold on. I think the other dude is after him. The other dude was effing him up. And then, I don't know. Then I think that's when he's looking around to make sure the other dude ain't around. Them birds is always fighting, though. Anyway, in any regard. So this particular guy, he can follow you anywhere in New York City if you're on that camera. So basically, there's a lot of specs for who he is. He follows suspects on camera, from camera to camera, until they could identify the individual. So they don't only follow, let's say there's a crime committed. This is the guy that not only follows you after you commit the crime, but then they go to that same video and they follow you to see where you came from. So this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. I mean, I don't know no better way to say this. I've been telling y'all this for years. Stop committing crimes. You commit a crime, these niggas ain't just following you after you commit the crime. These dudes is following you on camera to before, all the way back to where you just came from. That's what they're doing. And don't think you're gonna run in the subway neither, because there's cameras down there. And apparently, if anything that I'm hearing is right, I don't think I like cameras like on every car, I think. So they got cameras down on the subway also. So that's not somewhere you could go hide in any regard. Also, he added, because you know they got the witness issue, that his unit does not track witnesses, and they also don't conduct lineups. So there would be no reason for them to do a lineup, and they also don't track witnesses. All he does is track people on the video before whatever the incident is and after whatever the incident is. That's it. That's all he does. And then he gives that information over to whoever the lead detective is or whatever the case is. And he says sometimes he follows people all the way back to their homes. Oh, man. I'll say this now because you just said that. So allegedly they have at least one camera that actually saw the shooting, right? I don't know if that's the camera they showed us today, but if that's the camera they showed us today, you still can't even see the damn shooter, so it don't even fucking matter. It was like, I'll give you an example. It's like the camera shooting from like right here where this camera's at, right? But the shooting happened all the way down the block where that rider truck is. Like, I don't even know if the white truck that's driving, or I'll give you a better. So it's like the camera's here and the shooting happened far down the block, fam. Like all the way down the block, fam. All the way down the block. Where the white truck was at is the best example I could have gave. So you can't really see who the individual is. All you see is a person running in black that they're saying is the assailant. And just so we can be clear, the person that they're saying is the person that is the shooter allegedly had like on a black sweater and black pantalones of some kind, whether they were jeans or jogging pants or whatever the hell they was black. And it was at night. This is a fact. It was like 3:20 in the morning or something. Said that they use details like clothing, sneakers, to make sure if there's a lapse in available cameras. So let's say they're looking for a suspect and the suspect goes through a place that doesn't have any available cameras. they, look and search all of the cameras that are available in the area until they find somebody that has on similar outfit with a similar gait to their walk and things as such that they can use as identifiers. T-Moto says, T-Moto says, does that make sense to you? We live in a surveillance city, bro. We are being filmed whether we know it or not. Once again, they had a shitload of cameras. That's all I could say. The murder was committed on the corner, right? In the crosswalk, I believe, is where the shooting happened. I don't know why they don't have any video footage of a crosswalk. I don't understand how just the buildings in the vicinity should be shooting at the crosswalk. I don't know. I'm just telling you what they're telling me, fam. I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you what they're telling me. Incognito said, for some reason, I think the prosecution is going to bring in some kind of evidence the defense isn't expecting. Well, you can't do that. You can only bring in what's in the discovery. And that's the only thing you could bring into the trial. You can't just, this isn't, I told you that dude was coming back. Hold on. What you gonna do, fam? It's after 1 o'clock. There's gonna be a whole bunch of them high out here and drunk and everything else. the dude that was walking past me, he looked at me and shit. We both looked at each other like, I don't know what you. You should do the crime scene to go live. You will see the cameras on the block. I don't know. That sounds like a thing we could do. I don't know. Sounds like a thing we could do. Sounds like something that's valuable. Anyway, so they said basically whenever there's a lapse in cameras, they use things like what the person was wearing, the way the person is walking, or whatever. They search all the available cameras in the area until they could then calibrate or I don't know, identify the individual and then follow him again from there, from camera to camera. And he did watch video that was already collected before he did his own research, or he looked for his own cameras and own videos and did his own thing. They put in Exhibit 19. It was a map of the area of the shooting and of the crash. Basically, they were then once again documenting the video cameras, just so we can be clear. Times. Timestamps that McComb's building was 9 minutes fast. I thought that the prosecution, when they got an opportunity, that they was gonna like chew this. I mean, the defense got an opportunity. They was gonna chew this up about how some of these cameras was the time wasn't perfect on them or whatever the case might be. But they didn't, apparently. You know, if not anything, any other reason to confuse the jury, because I think that's like the best thing you can do if you don't have any actual point that you can make. Say some shit and you're the defense. Say some shit that's gonna confuse the jury. I mean, fuck it. That's just my opinion. Sometimes you just gotta say shit that's gonna confuse the jury. Investigate the image they were following came from. And then he says, and the second video was 4 minutes slow. So there was two videos that the time was off. Also, they have a different video that the two individuals from a store that allegedly, I think they were saying the guy in yellow specifically, Danny, kept going into and out of. T-Moto says the trial seems weird to me because of who the person was. Alpo was bigger than life individually. I know a little more. I'm willing to say publicly. Nah, I respect that. Don't let nobody lie to you. Went on to say that at 27 175th Street, 27 East 175th Street in the Bronx, they got the date and time they was looking for. And they said there was a gas station, but that one was 27 minutes fast. And they got the video from Harvard River Houses and went to a library. Now, this is what I mean by, just so we could be clear, if I was the prosecution, if I was the defense team, I would have ate that up. Because my argument would have been, it was 27 minutes fast on this particular day where you went to go search it. But it could have been a different amount of time fast on a different day. Like the other day, it could have been fast or slow at a different time. I would have just tried to throw so many monkey wrenches into their timeline, fam. I'm just telling you. Okay. I would have been trying to throw so many fucking wrenches into their freaking... That's me, though. I mean, you know, ask a couple of questions. They spoke to the guy. I would have just asked a couple of questions. You know, got him a little bit crossed up on his words, especially when it came to the times on the footage. You know, I would have got him a little bit crossed up on his words. I would have read back into testimony, back into the trial, some things that was said previously by a different guy that was looking at the evidence, and he spoke about how it was important for the time and date stamps to be correct. I would have did a whole bunch of shit, but once again, I'm not a defense attorney, so it is what it is. But I would have did a whole bunch of shit. Also, I'm not saying that I want anybody to be off. Oh, that dude is back. So what up, Shake? So one of the things that they do is they try to put people in like similar clothes as me and then send them wherever I'm at and have them act crazy. So the dude has a brand new orange hat on. So they just got him over there acting crazy as hell. So that therefore they're gonna tell people that don't know no better that it's me. You understand? These people are crazy, fam. So we over here, we gonna let him yell and scream over there. Anyway, Incognito says, I don't know what to think. It seems like both sides are making good points. Every time the defense seems like they come hard, then the prosecution come back with something that made me change my mind. Like, once again, I think both sides are doing a really, really good job. I think the prosecution is doing a good job. I think the defense team is doing a good job. As always, the defense team can only work with what they have. I think that I think a defense a defense attorney has to be better than a prosecuting attorney. No disrespect to the prosecuting attorneys, but if your defense attorney is not better than the prosecuting attorney, you better be innocent, all the way innocent. Like, this better have just been one of the biggest mistakes a person could make, because by the time you go to trial, it's because all of the evidence is pointing at you. They're not sending you to trial when the evidence ain't pointing at you. So you need your defense attorney to be leaps and bounds better than the prosecuting attorney. Like, leaps and bounds. Just so we can be clear. Damn, I'll show you a picture of the guy. I'm not gonna go all the way up to him or nothing like that. We're not doing that. But I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Look, he just over there. They got him high on whatever drug they got him high on. Guess they got him whatever his get high is. So he just over there being high, acting out, talking to himself, walking around, yelling and screaming. Told you, people's crazy, fam. And I'm just showing y'all because they do it all the time. So this is like what, the fifth or sixth time I showed y'all shit like that? They do it all the time. Okay. They do it all the time. Now, I mean, I'm fine. I'm going to try to avoid conflict up until I can. Because that's just me. I don't really got time to be out. I don't want to be in conflict with nobody. So I'm going to always try to avoid conflict up until I just can't. You hear him? I think they told him he got to yell louder. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. So there's different videos that had different times. So I thought the defense was going to eat them up over this. They didn't. The defense didn't eat them up at all. The defense didn't even mention this when speaking to him. No, I didn't hear it. Maybe I blacked out for a second or two. Okay. Maybe I blacked out for a second or two. I'm pretty sure that I did. I'm 100% certain that I did not. Let's be clear on that. 100% certain. Pardon me. All right, so the defense attorney went at it. They got the opportunity. He says he's part of the Manhattan Shooting Enhancement Team. So they have a specific team in Manhattan that whenever somebody shoots anybody or there's a shooting, that team works with the video surveillance to then track the individual that has allegedly did the shooting to and from where he came from and where he's going. So that's just something to keep in mind while y'all out here just shooting at each other. While you're out here just shooting at each other, that's something to keep in mind. That there is a specific unit. I already told y'all that this unit exists, by the way. This is something that I already told y'all. This is nothing new. There is a specific unit that their whole job is to look at video to track down people who are suspected of being shooters. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. They don't arrest anybody. They don't do nothing else. They go to court and testify, and they look at video surveillance. That's it. That's their whole job. There's a specific unit for this that I've been telling y'all about for how many years now? Is this another one of those things Jack Frost's been telling y'all that people don't listen to? It sounds like another one of those things that I'm just right about. That I've been saying for years. So yeah, that part. In any regard, Incognito says the defense doesn't seem all that great to me, but it doesn't seem like they're doing bad if you know what it means. It seems like they don't have much to go on because the things are already mentioned. I think they're doing a good job. Once again, I think that they're working with what they have. And I think that's the main thing that you have to understand. Right? So they're working with what they have. You know? I think that that's what they're doing. Now, whether they have a lot to work with or little to work with, that is they don't have no control over that. You understand? They have zero control over what evidence the defense team has. Remember, what evidence the prosecution has, pardon me. Remember, you're innocent until proven guilty. So you're not supposed to be up there trying to prove you're innocent. And that's why a lot of people don't understand the courts. they really believe that they're supposed to be proven whether they're innocent or not. You're not supposed to be proven whether you're innocent or not. You're not supposed to do that. By doing that, you actually create a problem for your own self, because you might be introducing information that you might not, that the prosecution might be used against you. So you're not supposed to be trying to prove yourself to be innocent. You're supposed to be trying to prove that you didn't do it beyond a reasonable doubt. That the only way that somebody could believe that you particularly did this crime is if they just forget reality. If they're just like, you know what, I never liked living in realities anyway. Like, that's the only way, fam. So we shouldn't be, when you go on trial, you're not supposed to be trying to prove yourself to be innocent. So I am not sure what you mean by they're not doing a good job. I need an explanation. I think they're doing an all right job. Why would you take the stand if you're in trouble for murder? I'm not even going to answer that question. Anybody that has ever been accused of murder, with the exception of freaking O.J. Simpson, don't take the stand. What in the hell? OJ is the only guy I think that, the OJ take the stand, or did he just try to glove on? I forget what happened. But never take the stand. Never take the stand. Why would you take the stand? That don't make sense. They already know you're saying you didn't do it. I don't know. Why should he take the stand? Somebody explain that shit to me. He pled not guilty. So what would he need to take the stand for? Obviously, he pled not guilty. Why would he need to take the stand? Explain that shit to me. Anyway, so the defense is now cross-examining. Miami shooting enhancement team, the guys are part of it. Most of his career, he actually worked in the Bronx. He assists detectives with investigations. Once again, he's never the lead investigator on anything. He just assists other detectives. He said that they're not actually, the defense attorney asked them, are y'all special victim? Are y'all special unit? Like, you know, are you a special unit of any kind? A lot of women are pregnant this time of the year. I'm running in. As soon as I said that, the pregnant lady dropped the phone. I'm so sorry about that. I shouldn't have thought about it. Anyway, he said he's not really a special unit. These guys are a special unit, fam. But he said they're not really a special unit, but we're not doing that. Y'all special unit. All y'all do is look at camera footage of shootings and then track people down. That sounds like a special unit to me, whatever he wants to say. He says that he uses his experience in his investigative work. He's talking to the defense at this point. Says that he's working video is generally start at a crime scene. So they work the video and generally they go to wherever the crime scene is. And that's the first video that he actually investigates or looks at. I guess the high ran out for dude. So whatever high dude was on, that shit ran out. I think he's trying to get a little bit higher right now. His whole high ran out. Dude's whole high ran out. Everybody walked past and looking at this nigga. His whole high ran out, fam. Yo, so whoever's out there paying this nigga, come bring this dude some more of his get high. He's done. His high ran out. I just like when women dress like this, man. Business attire is sexy. I don't care what nobody say. In any regard, there's one video of the shooting. Patrick's has that video of the shooting. I think that's the video that they showed us, but it's not next to the shooting, so you can't even see it. The defense then published some videos, some videos for the they published their exhibits. It was the the defense exhibit BCDF, and basically they were stills from the video at Patrick's, and basically they were just, you know, the guy, like I said before, was like off into the distance. I'm thinking that the reason why they wanted to show this guy's just digging in his butt right outside. That was crazy. So I'm thinking he's just going to town. What the fuck? In any regard, I think they wanted to show that the video that these guys the video that these guys have that they're trying to say is evidence can't actually see anything, right? It's like little dots, and they're saying that this is that person and that is this person, and they're just like little dots. I think that that's the point they was trying to make. I'm not 100% sure. But what the dude said is that it's easier to identify. It's easier to identify the shooter on the video rather than on the stills. Like the stills is harder. On the video, it's easier. I'm just really not into the BBLs. I just am not. I'm sorry. And it just really pissed me off when you could already tell that the woman was beautiful. It's like, why did you need that? I don't get it. Anyway. They said basically they identified him with the closing, the gait of his walk, etc. But said, yeah, it's still blurry. Said that the video was grainy. And then they looked at Exhibit 113, and Exhibit 113 was the video from a deli that was like under scaffolding or some shit. And he also said that he did not see the alleged shooter shoot anyone. He does agree that there are gaps in the footage from camera to camera, and says that he doesn't remember following the wrong person. He says sometimes that happens, but generally they catch on early. So generally they will be following, you know, it does happen that sometimes they follow the wrong person, but they catch on early and fix the mistake. Also said he doesn't see the person in yellow sneakers on the video. There was another witness that came on after that. We're going to talk about that tonight. That's actually the much more spicier video. Not, I don't even know if I want to use that word. I don't even want to, look, they coming to get that guy now. Look, told you. They had to come look at the guy. You can't have a guy outside behaving like that right in front of the where the police is supposed to be, and they don't look in on him, check in on him, make sure everything is okay with him. They supposed to do this. He might need help. Oh no, I'm not videoing y'all against y'all. I was hoping they moved the nigga. Y'all not gonna move that guy? I think they should move him. He's out there acting erratic. He's sitting on the bench. He acting erratic. He yelling and screaming. I personally think they should, you know, if he can't calm down, I think they supposed to tell him he gotta go somewhere else. This guy's been a nuisance. Can we stop? This is the problem with the damn Democrats. The Democrats are gonna say that it's okay for people to behave like this outside. It's not. Now, if the police try to go over there and handle this situation, the Democrats are gonna be on the side of the damn weirdo. Gotta vote these guys out of office, fam. We gotta be able to come outside and experience life in a normal world and not in this drug-infested, migrant-infested, whatever the hell was going on with this weirdo world. What the hell was wrong with this guy? This is courthouses over here, y'all. Why would he come over here and act up in front of the courthouse, man? That's crazy. I think they should go give him he should go get a 48-hour. That's just my opinion. Because obviously something wrong with him. to come to where all the police and all of the judges are, all of the police and all of the judges, and then to behave like that, obviously he got something wrong with him. They should just call the EMS. He might be an EDP. What's gonna happen when they walk off and then this guy get into an altercation with somebody? What the fuck is gonna happen then? He's out there acting a fool. He out there acting a fool. The fuck is he doing? This is the problem I have with the Democrats. I'm gonna talk my shit now. This is the problem I have with the Democrats. The Democrats are always against the world being safer. It's like they want people to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do, and then they don't want nobody to be held to no damn consequences of their bad behavior. This guy is outside acting up. He don't want to stop. The police aren't wrong for coming over to him and talking to him. They aren't wrong for asking him to fucking conduct himself like a damn human being. They ain't wrong. He should be ashamed of himself out here making all of us black people look bad. Making all of us black people look bad. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. All over the world, people look at black people and think drug addict, crackhead, all this other bullshit. Like the majority of us is on this nigga time. And he come outside to where obviously there aren't other people that's on all of these drugs that he's probably on, unless they already locked up and in the building. And he comes outside and he acting like a whole fool. Fam, we got to do better. And the start of doing better is not condoning that type of fucking behavior. That's my opinion. Shit piss me off. Give me 1 second. Need to freaking AOC, all of them gotta go. Absolutely all of them. All of them gotta go. AOC, all of them damn Democrats. I can't stand none of them. I can't stand any people that's gonna say, we're gonna allow you to destroy yourself. If you're supposed to be somebody that's supposed to be for us, you're not supposed to allow somebody to destroy themselves. You're supposed to try to put them on the right path. The Democrats is about allowing us to destroy ourselves. That's why we got this guy walking around like this. Got to put these people right here, EDP, fam. I'm not saying put the guy in jail. We're not doing that, but here, EDP. Get the guy some fucking help. That's a fact. Get him some help. I'm going to say something. This is a fact. There are a lot of good people that end up dead and in jail because they have to have interactions with people like that. There are a lot of good people dead in jail, in the hospital, because they got to have interactions with people like that. Fuck these Democrats, fam. If I hear another nigga tell me about some stupid reason why they hate Trump, fam, I mean, I'm just going to walk away and be angry at them. But if I hear another mofo give me some stupid ass reason why they dislike Trump, if you dislike, I need a good reason, fam. I need a good reason. Yeah. He's the court officer in the office. He's the court officer in the court I'm working in today. I don't really know the nigga though. She was crazy. They got on like 8 pair of pants, man. Anyway, I'm gonna read some comments. We're gonna get up out of here. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go to the other bathroom. We're gonna read some comments. We're gonna get up out of here. I thought it said that they had Shaquem and his brother pointing at the victim on camera. I haven't. No, you're just. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. Just so we could be clear. Now let's see if they send the guy to come follow me now. I don't know. I don't know about them having him on camera pointing at them. I know about this. I know that the prosecution is saying both of them were on camera. And I know that the prosecution said that they pointed him out. I don't know about them saying that it was them pointing them out on camera. I don't know about that. I'm not saying that it's not a thing. I'm just saying that this isn't something that I know about, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying that it isn't a thing. Just not something I know about. It's not something I heard. Nah, that dude better not be like he's with me. The fuck? Heck no. There's a reason why I don't fuck with everybody, fam. There's a reason. Therefore, whenever anybody that even knows me a little bit hears somebody say like, yo, I'm Force's people, you know they lying. You understand? Because I don't fuck with everybody. So you can literally just look at a person and be like, nah, Force don't fuck with that nigga. You know, I don't fuck with everybody. I don't fuck with everybody. I'm not trying to be liked. If I was trying to be liked, I guess I would, be different. I'm not trying to be liked. I don't fuck with everybody. I'm on my type of time. It is what it is.
I don't need money.
Way too much. Just way too much. Oh, I don't know whether that happened. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. For everybody to know what I'm talking about, Incognito says, yeah, in the news article that he had saw, they said Alpo was riding past and Shaquem and his brother pointed him out. Like, there he is. I don't know, but Alpo wasn't riding past. So that news article is 100% incorrect. Alpo wasn't riding past. Alpo was parked talking to people for a really, really long time. So I don't know where you got that information from, but I can tell you unequivocally that the information I got in court was different. Unequivocally, it was different. I'm not saying that it was right. I'm not saying that it was wrong. I'm just saying that it was saying. And that's why I don't read a lot of comments that are saying things that are contrary to what I believe to or know to be fact. Because as soon as I say it, there's going to be somebody snatching up my audio and saying that I'm saying something when in reality I'm just reading something. So that's why sometimes I don't read your comments. It's not personal at all. It's just that I know that people will put some weirdo shit in the chat in hopes that I'm going to repeat it so they could then take a clip of it and say, I don't know what I'm talking about. So no, I don't know what you're speaking about as far as that is concerned. As far as that is concerned, none of those things happen. Just so we can be clear. He wasn't driving by, he was sitting there for a really long time. What up, First Class Empire? For a really long time, he was just sitting there. For a really long time. That's why I'm trying to explain to y'all that I believe the defense is basically trying to say that he was sitting there selling drugs at that moment. And that's why when you hear the alleged witness, that nobody knows who the witness is, come out and say that the person looked like they were homeless, You know, they're lending to the idea that he got killed over a drug deal. And that's another reason why they keep trying to point out that all that black tar heroin was found on him. They trying to lend to the idea that this was all a drug deal that went bad. I mean, they got issues with this for why I don't believe that that's something that can win in court. I don't think there's enough evidence there that this is a drug deal going bad, but what the fuck do I know? I don't think that this, what I mean by that is, I haven't seen enough evidence. The prosecution, remember, something has to be introduced in order for it to be spoken about. Right now, the only stuff that's being introduced is from the prosecution. So when the defense gets an opportunity, they might then lend and start saying those things. But as of right now, the prosecution is the only team that's been admitting evidence, right? So they haven't admitted any evidence that helps that theory. So since they didn't admit any evidence to help that theory, the defense can't really even speak on it until it's their time to be able to admit evidence. You understand? So when the defense start admitting evidence, then we'll see if that's where they're going with it. But up until then, like, there's really no way for us to know where the defense is going with anything. I'm just being honest with you. But I'm not going to say it like that. There's not no way for us where they're going with anything. But they can't, you know, they haven't put on their case yet. You know, you understand what I'm saying? They're just reacting to the case that the state is putting on. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to put on a case neither, just so we can be clear. They don't have to give an alternative means of what happened. You understand? That's not, you're not supposed to be trying to prove yourself to be innocent. But I will say, a lot of times when people try to prove themselves to be innocent, they actually make their situation worse. So they're not trying to prove themselves to be innocent. I don't know what to tell you. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Expect the live sometime tonight. I'm not sure at what time, but it's gonna be way earlier than 9. At least I expect it to be earlier than 9. Expect for there to be a live that goes on tonight. I'm gonna holler at y'all then. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there in the world, do something worth doing. I didn't say that Incognito was wrong at all. I said that I didn't say it, and that goes contrary to what happened in court. So I know y'all trying to start an argument with me where y'all could then say that I don't respect somebody's opinion. I understand what you're trying to do, but I didn't say anything about what he said. I just said that I didn't hear it. Now, I hope I'm allowed to not have heard something, because that's going to be the next thing y'all going to say that I'm doing wrong, right? I'm not hearing stuff, or I don't have information on something, or I didn't hear a thing. Well, I'm saying not only did I not hear it, but because of what was being said in court, that's incorrect, or that's not what's being said in court. All right? So with that being said, I'm not saying what he's saying happened or didn't happen. I don't know what the news is doing. What I'm saying is that's not something that was said in court by the prosecution or the defense. So they actually said things that say the opposite, just so we can be clear. They actually say things that say the opposite. Okay, I'm not even talking to you no more. I'm not trying to say that to be rude. I'm just saying I'm back on my point. Just so we can be clear. I know how people love to come in my chat and play the victim. Then everybody gonna see them do it and act like they don't see it happening. So that's where my actual issue is. It's not even I don't even have an issue with the people playing the victim. I have the issue with y'all all see it happening, but everybody act like it's not happening. That's where I have my issue. Sheesh. In any regard, everybody have a blessed day. Go out there in the world, do something do something worth doing, and then put God's name on it. God dang it. Let people know that you came in the name of God. Don't worry, I'll help you out with the unsubscribing. I'll kick you. There you go. You don't got to unsubscribe now. You kicked. I kick everybody that said they got unsubscribed. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a blessed day. Go out there, do something worth doing. Stamp God's name on it. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got on this. Amen.